Atlanta Eats is back.
We stopped by a downtown hotspot to see what happens when modern Mexican meets inspired Latin influences. Taste the mouth-watering combinations of flavors and chicken mole goodness at Alma Cocina.
Alma Cocina is a restaurant that specializes in modern Mexican food with Latin influence. When we talk about modern Mexican, we talk about taking some great ingredients and putting them in a vessel that you might be familiar with.
Their food is not like the typical Tex-Mex that you would get with the beans and the rice. They have kind of a fresh twist on it.
So it's very refreshing. It's, it combines the traditional that you're used to with things that you're not used to, but it still turns out to be a very excellent meal.
If you haven't tried the chicken mole with the mole Oaxaca, it has 23 ingredients. It's chocolatey, nutty. It's just almost the perfect dish.
I really like the mole sauce. I've been looking for a good place to have a good chicken mole, so I think I finally found it.
Mole sauce is something I would never attempt myself in a million years because it does take forever and a day. It's really an art form, and this was delicious.
It's not a pinch of salt or a dash of this. It's roast an ingredient off for 3 hours, boil another ingredient for an hour, then work them all into the sauce. So it almost takes them about a day to put it together.
Here at Alma, we really wanted to focus on the traditions and doing things that are unusual or out of the ordinary for Mexican food, and serving mole on a daily basis is something that we really push for. It is traditionally made on holidays or Dia de los Muertos. It's a long process. It takes time sourcing out all the ingredients and cooking it, so very intense procedure. Mashed plantains here. They are yellow plantains cooked in cream, butter, and a little bit of salt. Plate with our grilled green beans. Then I'm going to plate the chicken. Stick it on there. And then I'm going to go one more time with another coating of the mole. It's all about the mole. And then the garnish is just going to be some toasted sesames. And that is our half-roasted chicken, mole negro, mashed plantains, and grilled green beans.
I have the scallops, which is actually not necessarily typical Mexican, and it is phenomenal.
So today we're making the George's Bank scallop dish. It's an entree here at Alma Cocina. Using George's Bank scallops, a little bit of salt to season the rice. Gonna toss it, make sure it's getting hot all the way through. Gonna add a couple ounces of our really black Huitlacoche sauce. Huitlacoche is actually a corn fungus. It's a delicacy in Mexico, very earthy. Overall, just as close thing to mushroom as you can get without being a mushroom. Now that everything's ready, I'm gonna put my scallops on the plate. Just gonna spoon these on. And that is our finished George's Bank scallop dish at Alma Cocina.
At Alma Cocina, you can't go wrong with a margarita and the guacamole and salsa tasting, featuring 6 different takes on those classics. Then, pick your favorite from Chef's ceviche selection and order the chicken mole with mashed plantains. Now that's a perfect order. When we return, we visit the bar at Alma for fresh juices and hand-sourced tequilas mixed into mind-blowing margaritas.
Atlanta Eats is back.
If people walk into a Mexican restaurant, they're usually saying, what kinds of margaritas do you have?
We know that in America, people automatically associate tequila, and then tequila is automatically associated with margaritas. You would be silly to not honor that. We have to do what people are comfortable with, what people know, and do it better and elevate it. What makes a great margarita? Well, it's pure juices that are actually juiced here in-house. It's tequila that we go down to Mexico, we hand source barrels. That makes a huge difference.
They have good quality products within the drinks, and they come off very well, even if you just get the most basic margarita that they have.
So you really get this impactful, intense, concentrated sense of what a margarita could be.
The best margarita is the one that you don't get overwhelmed with the tequila. And I think if you can have a really flavorful margarita without getting that harshness that you occasionally get with some of the tequilas, I think you've nailed it.
For us, we always want to go to a place that has a great wine list, and then also cocktails that are handcrafted with fresh ingredients, great flavors, so you get it all here.
I got the Fuego Sur, which is just, it's a little bit spicy, it's a little bit sweet, but also just a perfect balance, and I really liked it.
I think that this is one of the gems in downtown Atlanta that people are really missing out on. You know, whenever somebody asks me about Alma, they never say, hey, how's that restaurant downtown going? They say, how's that restaurant downtown going? So everybody's a little skeptical about coming down here. And I understand that if you work or live in Buckhead or Midtown, it seems like miles away.
Downtown Atlanta is a place everyone should explore. It's a really evolving area of Atlanta. People live all around the city and don't travel much outside their little pocket. Come downtown Atlanta, see what's happening, check out what's happening at Alma. It's the beginning of what's to come.
The reason I love coming down here is because it does have that local flair, but you're in the middle of all the action of the city, which is fantastic.
We want them to feel like, wow, because that perception is that there aren't great restaurants downtown, that they just cater to the business traveler, and they don't care about the local diner or what else is going on. We give that same fifth group experience. We have the same standards as all the other restaurants, and we just want to make sure that people walk out wanting to tell people about their experience of, you're not going to believe what happened when we went to a downtown restaurant.